Hey everybody, it's Wraith. Before I get into the video, first off, I wanted to say that me and my roommate went to go see Annabelle 2 yesterday. And it was a really, really well done movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Just for the sense that it kind of took the first movie and kind of flipped it on its head, had tiebacks to its source material. I enjoyed it. I don't know, just felt like I wanted to say that. Anyways, so the point of this video, as I mentioned in my last video, is that I want to talk about beauty. And a lot of people perceive beauty as just sort of being a concept of like sight. But there's a lot more to it, and I think everybody would agree with that. Because you go to a concert, like say what's the word I'm looking for? A classic, there it is, classical music. And a lot of people say, oh, that was so beautiful, but there's nothing visually beautiful about it. So it's got to extend to more than just like what you see. But even the concept of what you see, there's more to it than that. Beauty in the eye of the beholder, I think that's actually really true. Because what one person sees as beautiful, one person might not. Everybody's got different tastes in fashion, gems, flowers, things like that. Like me personally, I absolutely love tiger lilies. Another person might think, oh, those are hideous. I like, I don't know, orchids. I don't know. Anyways, so really the point I'm trying to make there is that there's so many different facets of what makes beauty and what someone perceives as beauty and whether or not what that person perceives as beauty matches what someone else perceives as beauty. In my case, like I like surrounding myself with like pleasant smells, for instance, because I consider that beautiful in the sense of like calming, I guess. So I think a lot of things that I find beautiful are beautiful because I find them calming. I'm not particularly concerned about fashion in my case. I do have a hoodie, which I don't know if I've worn for any of my videos, but it's a hoodie that's got a wolf with fire on one side and a wolf with ice on the other. I do consider that beautiful. I love that hoodie. Let's see. And I guess I'm going to, at some point, wrap around to human beauty, but I just kind of want to culminate my ideas to that point. See, I was afraid when I started this video that I wasn't going to have as much to say as I thought I did, but I don't know, it's not so much that I don't have as much to say about it as it is that there's just so much to say that I don't know what I want to focus on. I don't know, I feel like it's really important to surround oneself with beauty. And that can be taken in the wrong way easily, but essentially what I mean by that is like a lot of people face a lot of stress nowadays. I was one of those people where I was constantly stressed about so many things. And it got to the point where I needed to surround myself in pleasant smells, beautiful imagery, things like that. And I think that that's important for a lot of people. A lot of people just think, oh, you're just being shallow. It's not really a matter of being shallow. With so many people facing depression and things like that today, I feel like it's very important to try and make yourself happy in a sense of that nature. Just find things that calm you, make it so that you aren't feeling that depression, that darkness, things like that. And I think the easiest way of doing that is just surrounding yourself with things that you find beautiful. Whether you listen to calming music, like me, I listen to Celtic music and it usually mellows out my mood if I'm not feeling all that grand. I have a lot of air fresheners around the house and in the car and things like that, which just help me to stay calm despite if it's been a rough day or something. I always buy a specific type of laundry detergent just so that my clothes are smelling really calming and things like that. And I probably sounds really weird, but I think it's so important to do that. And again, obviously the visual elements, people decorate their rooms, people wear certain things, but I think wearing certain things to a certain extent is more for other people. I don't really focus so much on that. Again, the only thing I really care about visually is the hoodie that I have, just because I can really see that when I put it on, when I'm wearing it. And to an extent, that's also sort of a physical sense of beauty in the sense of like what you feel. Because I think it's a polyester of some sort, and just sort of that smooth sensation against the skin is also a sensation that I would classify as beautiful. And to sort of bring this all in a big circle, going back to what I said I was going to go back to, the concept of human beauty. I actually consider there to be a couple of different tiers of human beauty. There's obviously the classical sense of pretty, whether or not someone is physically attractive. But I don't think that's all that's required for someone to be beautiful. And I've said it for years when people have asked me that I consider beauty to be a concept of someone's personality also. So, like, there have been people where I'm like, I don't know them that well. So they're classically pretty, but I don't know them well enough to say that they're beautiful. So you can find someone attractive, but at the same time, they have a nasty personality. You're still not going to want to be around them. So I think that beauty has to incorporate that personality to it. And you can't just be like, oh, that person's the most beautiful person in the world, but they're like nasty people just running around punching kittens. I don't know. Just, there's more to it. And I think that the reason that is, and the reason I can say that, is that when something's beautiful, you are drawn to it. You kind of want to be around it or experience it more. Whereas if someone's pretty, but they're like a mean person, you don't want to be around them. So I don't think you can honestly consider them to be completely beautiful. Pretty, sure, but I wouldn't say... That being said, there are also people that aren't conventionally pretty that I've considered beautiful just because they have such a wonderful personality. And again, this can be taken so many different ways by so many different people, but I still feel like it was important for me to touch on. It's just that I think so many people are focused on conventional prettiness nowadays. And they're like, oh, well, you're popular because you're pretty, and I want to be around you to gain some of that popularity. And I don't think that's how it should be. And again, this sort of goes back to my social stigmas video, where I feel like there needs to be more focus on what is actually beautiful as opposed to what's conventionally pretty. And this is going to sort of tie into another conversation I plan on having later about what I consider love. And it's going to be a much longer video, I feel like, because there's so many different facets that I want to touch on that. But, I don't know, this is just sort of a quick little talk that I wanted to have regarding beauty as a sort of softer subject than what my love one's going to be. Because I feel like that's going to be a little more on the controversial side, just because I have different opinions of what love is and things like that. And various songs pop into my head about what love is now, but we're not going to go there right now. Anyways, so I think that's actually all I have to say about that right now. I appreciate you coming to see the video. If you liked it, feel free to hit the like button. If you want to be kept up to date with when I release new content, feel free to subscribe. If you know other people who would enjoy this content, please share it. It just helps the channel grow. And I hope to see you next time.